COVID-19 has disrupted global economic activities, affecting not only individuals but nations, leading to extreme measures taken to curb the menace. 2021 saw the biggest vaccination drive designed to tackle the impact of the pandemic, strengthen public health, and restore full economic activities in the globe. It was a year of challenging economic growth for nations, with poverty still a major concern for countries like Nigeria. Looking at the role of Islamic finance in post-COVID-19 economic recovery, microfinance plays a significant role in providing sustainable livelihoods to disadvantaged groups all over the world. This is particularly for women who are the major clients of microfinance institutions. Women are often excluded from having access to financial services as they face barriers in accessing opportunities in education, employment outside of the household, acquiring or inheriting assets, and land ownership. Right now, we'll go on a short break, and when we return, we'll continue the conversation. Islamic finance has been misunderstood by many to be a religious product aimed at only Muslims. But that is not the case. Since the 2008 global financial crisis, Islamic finance has become an attractive segment of the financial market, promoting sustainable development and economic empowerment. Join me every Friday on the Islamic Finance Weekly at 11 a.m. West African time as we discuss Connect the Globe on Islamic finance and its benefits. It features experts, scholars, analysts, policymakers, and regulators who provide insight on the capital market, banking, personal finance, Islamic insurance, financial literacy, waqf, halal, and all other aspects of finance and the economy. You don't want to miss it. Welcome back. Today we'll be discussing Islamic microfinance opportunities for women entrepreneurs. Joining me for the discourse is Mrs. Faoziyah Giwa, Assistant Director, Cooperatives, Ministry of Commerce, Industry and Cooperatives, Lagos State. Good morning, Mrs. Faoziyah. We appreciate you for being our guest for the year 2022.
Thank you. My pleasure here.
Women constitute 50% of Nigeria's population, and almost 41% of women participate actively in the micro-enterprise sector. What would you say is the biggest motivation behind providing microfunding for women, or is it just a poverty reduction strategy?
Actually, it's not just a poverty reduction thing. The biggest motivation behind providing microfunding for women ultimately is to provide opportunities to become self-sufficient. It also promotes women's sense of self-worth, their ability to determine their own choices and their rights to influence social change for themselves and others. There are basically 6 major reasons behind it.
Okay.
We're talking about psychological empowerment.
Yes.
It enhances individuals' consciousness, belief in self-efficacy, awareness and knowledge of problems, and solutions of how individuals can address problems that harm their quality of life. This dimension aims to create self-confidence and give women the skill to acquire knowledge. We have the community empowerment. This focuses on enhancing the community through leadership development, improving communication, creating a network of support to mobilize the community to address concerns of the community. Then there's organizational empowerment. This aims to create a base of resource for a community, including voluntary organizations, unions, and associations that aim to protect, promote, and advocate for the powerless, that is the economically inactive people in the community. Then there's economic empowerment, which is the poverty thing. It teaches entrepreneurial skills, how to take ownership of their assets, and how to have income security. The 5th one will be social empowerment. This teaches women about social inclusion and literacy, as well as helping women find the resources to be proactive in their communities. Then we have the cultural empowerment. Aims to create cultural practices and redefine cultural rules and norms for women.
All right, Mrs. Faoziyah, thank you for highlighting the strategy of microfinance microfinance for women entrepreneurs, particularly for the underserved entrepreneurs, women. So now, microfinance help women, artisans, traders, and small businesses to raise working capital and sometimes to scale their businesses. But this often comes at a very high cost, I mean interest rate in conventional microfinance. Are things any different when it concerns Islamic microfinance for women?
Yes, it is. It is. Would I say a bit different, or it is different?
Okay.
For the conventional microfinance practice, there is the issue of interest rates, which discourages already they are the inactive people economically. So this discourages their participation in it because of the interest issue. But for the Islamic thing, it is a zero interest thing. The Islamic approach raise capital, working capital involves a charity-based intervention. There's the Zakat fund that is used to raise capital for people. You know, as an example, NASFAT has a Zakat Foundation. We call it Nazaz, Zakat and Sadaqah Foundation. So you use the Zakat fund to give to the inactive people to start business as a kind of a working capital. Then you do training for them. After the training, you now give them the money to empower them. Then we have the cooperative aspect of it. You know, you encourage, NASFAT has our cooperatives. So you encourage people to form clusters. They form themselves into groups. Of course, you have to contribute. And you are giving capital at a zero interest. Here now you have access to credit without interest. They give you, of course, you have to save. You must have your own contribution too. You must have a stake in it too. This helps to create wealth and empower them in return. We have the Economic Microfinance Program, that is the Zakat thing. Then we have the skill training and economic empowerment for women. Beneficiaries graduate and improve skills and managerial acumen. Then beneficiaries are formed into groups such as cooperatives to be able to work.
All right, so what role would literacy play in greater adoption of this mode of trade financing, especially in traditional societies where women are not encouraged to earn on their own?
What we do basically is, because we know most of them are illiterate. Yes. We do the adult literacy program. Okay. There's the adult literacy program we do for women. Okay. It's part of the projects that NASFAT is doing. So you try to, educate most of them. Then when it comes to aside the education, the literacy aspect, you try to teach them how to keep record of their business. Okay. How much am I getting? What am I spending? How much am I expected to gain at the end of the day? And keep stock of what they have. You bought 10 cartons of noodles. You bought it at this price. It is 10. Some of these things just a logical thing. You just does not really have to go into a classroom to learn how to sell some of these things. Aside the adult literacy program, you teach them how to manage their business. I know quarterly they give a report to the empowerment section. Okay, at the end of 3 months, I've done this, I've done that, this is what I have. Nobody's going to take it from me, but it's a kind of a monitoring thing. Okay, to be sure you're on track, you're doing what you're expected to do.
All right, thank you. Skills development and also gender sensitization are critical for female entrepreneurs. How does Nigeria compare with other African countries when it comes to encouraging women entrepreneurs?
Well, we might not compare 100%. Okay. But in our own way, we do our own programs to encourage our women too. There are programs, I know there was one recently for women. There's a program that I know I'm going to be a part of that group, AWITA, Association of Women in Trade and Agriculture. It's basically for women. Empower you if you're in agriculture, if you're trading, buying and selling. They give you funds to help build your business. Then give soft loans at zero interest. Then there's increased flexibility in access to fund. Employee research, research this time now is to tell you how many women are where, how many women actually need this help, how many have gotten, how many are left. The research empowers the government to be able to do more. It tells her where she has gotten to and where she's going to. Then there is the take advantage of technology. You are talking about phones here now. We are talking about other webinars that people can access. Then there is the microfinance institutions. We have Jaiz Bank and the likes to help women.
All right, thank you for highlighting those initiatives in order to support women entrepreneurs. I will say the participation of women in Nigeria in entrepreneurs has been driven necessity. So what should be the strategy in 2022 for improving microfinancing for women?
I think basically I'm a cooperative person.
Okay.
Your emphasis should be more on cooperative. Okay. Form people into clusters. Cooperative allow funds to get to the lowest level in the community.
Are you talking about about Islamic Cooperative Society or just cooperative?
If you are talking about society, the conventional cooperative.
Okay.
Islamic cooperative does not collect interest. She gives you at zero interest.
Yes.
And that can be done. Yes, that can be done. It makes the fund go round. It reaches a large number and reaches them faster. Yes, encourages them to collect and return back. Cooperative is a big factor in that thing. When you're talking about capacity building, self-development, mentoring, and adult literacy. Okay. We have to try and educate them, make them then skill acquisition. Okay. Train them in different trades. Could be hairdressing, could be agriculture entrepreneur, like transfer.
Yeah, advancing women's digital inclusion as part of skills.
Yes. Right. Yes. So promote the health and well-being.
Okay. So, how is NASFAT planning to deepen its activities in supporting women empowerment in Nigeria?
In the last 2 years, she has trained about 5,000 members in various vocational skills. Over 85% of these people are women. And through her livelihood policy for financial grants, she gave over 28 million naira to empower 1,130 members in micro business, cash, and tools. She does empowerment, hairdressing, catering, hotel and management, all that. And after training, she now gives funds to them to start up at a zero interest. Some don't even refund, just give you startup capital to start. But our strategic focus for women development for now is capacity building in self-development, mentoring adult literacy, financial literacy, develop skill acquisition and empowerment, promote health and well-being of the women, improve welfare security for women and widows. Most times we emphasize on the widows, they are the weaklings amongst us. Then there's AVEC. AVEC is a leadership academy. At NASFAT is a NASFAT outfit to train people in leadership and entrepreneurship. AVEC shall incorporate women curriculum for better placement and investments.
All right, I must commend NASFAT for bringing women together from all professions and branches, particularly through empowerment and skills development, amongst others. So thank you very much, Mrs. Faoziyah, Assistant Director, Cooperatives, Ministry of Commerce, Industry, and Cooperative Lagos State. Thank you very much for sharing your perspective with us. Have a great day.
Thank you, you too. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. As the work culture in organization and institution experience significant changes, the existing gaps women face in accessing digital training, economic resources, and decision-making, along with other barriers, mean that women are being excluded from economic activities. In 2022, the non-interest financial institution and non-interest banks will have to provide tailor-made products for business owners, innovative ideas, creating ecosystem that will allow women to access capital and adequate technical support. This will go a long way in reducing poverty and stimulating socio-economic activities in nations like Nigeria. And that will be all for this edition of Islamic Finance Weekly. Connect with us on our social media platform displaying on the screen. Watch the Islamic Finance Weekly videos on Web TV Banking channel and read more news on our website www.prosheng.com. Stay safe. Bye for now.